Hi everybody, this is Property with Leonard and welcome to another episode. Now on this channel we discuss property, finance and investments. Now please note that none of my videos constitutes as financial advice, but if you're looking for financial advice, please speak to an accredited and registered financial advisor. So you might be wondering, what is house flipping? Well, in short, house flipping is when you buy a home, usually at an auction or at below market value, with the view of fixing it up and reselling it for a profit. And yes, you can make money from this, but you can also lose a lot of money if you make bad financial decisions. However, in this episode, I'm going to share with you and give you some tips and advice on how you too can take advantage of this house flipping opportunity. I'll be covering some basic principles, but should you need any further details in this regard, well, I am available for a one-on-one session at a fee, of course. This can be via Teams or Zoom, and you're welcome to contact me. I will leave my details in the description below, or alternatively to your left or right of the screen, and if you are a member of our channel, it will be at a discounted rate. To find out more about our membership options, click the join button below for more information. So as I mentioned, you can make money from flipping houses, but you need an effective business plan to guide you to success, and that's what I'm going to help you with today. The first thing that you should do is set a budget. This is arguably one of the most important aspects of this whole process, setting a budget. It is of utmost importance. You don't have to use your own money. Once you've decided on what you're prepared to invest, pay a visit to your banker or as I always mention to you, approach a reputable bond originator to assist you in securing the home loan finance to do it. You need to make sure that you can afford the monthly down payment, even though you plan on reselling this property. I'm saying this because it might take longer than anticipated to sell the property, and then you'll have to carry that monthly bond repayments, and you must remember to set a budget for the renovations and stick to it. I often see this, people get emotionally attached to this whole project. Don't you be one of them, especially if you are investing for reselling purposes. I'm saying this because a potential buyer wouldn't really care. They wouldn't really care if the countertops are made out of imported marble from Italy or bought locally. They want something practical that works. Now, I'm not saying that you should cut corners, but you don't have to overcapitalize either. There's no point decorating the property according to your taste. You're not going to be living in it. So set your sights on enhancing what can be improved without spending a fortune to make it design magazine ready. But I think you catch my drift and you understand the point here. Secondly, location. Now, I've said with you in many of my previous videos that buying the worst house in the best area and renovating it will get you a better return than the reverse scenario. And if you're new at this house flipping business, you'll want some advice on location. And I would advise that you get in touch with a reputable, firstly, real estate agent who specializes in the area that you're investing in. They are a good source when it comes to tracking property prices per area, and a reputable real estate agent will be able to supply you with a comparative market analysis that is based on recent sales in the area, which should give you a pretty good indication, and you should particularly look at sales over the preceding 6 months. Another point I would like to bring across to you that will also help you is look at positive influences on property prices, such as low crime rates, as well as proximity to schools and public transport, retail centers and neighborhood supermarkets, as well as recreational areas and outdoor spaces such as public parks. These things are important, and specifically it makes your property more desirable, and an estate agent can advise you on trends in the property market, which will help in your location search. And thirdly, I can't emphasize this one enough, and that is develop a business plan. And if you need some assistance in this regard, rather contact a professional to assist you. There is an old saying that says, Failing to plan is planning to fail. Know how much you can spend on the renovation and whether that investment will be enough to gain the profit that you are looking for when you are ready to sell this property. Don't just blindly go with a deal. Do your homework and do have a business plan in place. The next point is so important. Don't even think about starting to flip houses without having an effective team that you've built around you. Your team can make or break this whole business venture if you're not doing it yourself. And here I am referring to reliable and competent builders, architects, electricians, what else? Plumbers and painters, handymen and landscapers. Well, let me just pause here. Let me just pause here for a second, because you need to take note. You should ask them two things. Firstly, ask them for a quote on whatever it is that you need, and a written quote. Quotes are normally valid for a certain time period, so take note of that as well. It's very important. And secondly, don't forget to confirm their availability before you commit. Before you commit, by that I mean to the purchase. Referrals are often the best recommendation. Depending on how big the job is, you might even need a project manager to make sure that the project stays on track and that everybody meets the agreed project completion deadline. The next point that I would like to discuss with you in relation to this team that you should build around you is make sure that in addition to the team that I've just mentioned to you, that you hire professionals. Now, what do I mean by this? This has more to do with the administration process. Basically, the behind the scenes stuff. You need an attorney to draw up contracts and an accountant to help set up the business administration for tax purposes. You also need to know which expenses to track prior to the submission of your tax return and which ones you can be written off. Let me just make this clear to you, because nothing worth the while comes without any effort. Getting started with this flipping houses is not for the faint-hearted. Your first one will be a learning curve. You will be able to tackle later projects with more confidence, which is pretty obvious. But as you get through this process, as you become more accustomed to what to do, what to look out for, and who to approach, things will get better. But keep your head straight. I can't emphasize this one enough. Do not get emotionally involved. Look at the figures. If that makes sense, if the location is good and all the other things that I've just mentioned, then it might just be a good deal. And I would then obviously advise you, look at all the things, look at all the variables, at all the options. And if you really feel that this is a good deal, you should go for it. But remember, nothing is without risk. There are great returns to be made, but great returns often accompany great risks. But I sincerely hope, everybody, that this video was of value to you, and it will help you if you're thinking about going into the house flipping business. And as I mentioned earlier, I will be available to those of you who are really serious about this for a one-on-one session. We can do it via Zoom or Teams or in person if you stay in the Western Cape area, in the vicinity, close proximity to where I am, at a fee, of course, but we can discuss this at a later stage. My contact details is in the description below, or once again, either to your left or right or both. Thank you so much, everybody, for once again joining me on today's episode. Now, if this episode was of value to you, can I kindly ask you, if you haven't, to please subscribe to my channel, to like this video and to share it, and leave me a comment in the comment section below. Thank you so much. I see you in the next episode. Stay blessed.